and I, we're always on the edge. We fight and make love at the same time. Would you break up just because I told you what I did last night? I recall the times you said you saw.
Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I'm with StyleTech using their StyleTech vinyl. You may have seen I was with them at Creativation, and I'll pop that link in that top right hand corner for you. So you can see a bit of their booth tour from Creativation, some of the fun vinyls and great products they have. Today I'm going to be decorating a cake stand, and we'll be adding our vinyl to this piece. And I'll show you my favourite when I'm doing custom projects like this as well. This one I'm making for my kitchen, which I have all of the KitchenAid and the Smeg light pink appliances. Whoops. So I'm using their translucent light pink glitter vinyl. So it has a really nice shimmer to it as well when we pop it on our piece. Now I cut this out, as you saw, using my Cricut. And that's my favourite tool. I love my Cricut Maker. I also did a video about the Cricut Maker, again, linked in that top right hand corner. I have the Cricut tool set as well, which is great because it comes in this pouch that then folds back, and so you can see all of your tools. However, I did notice this morning that one of my daughters has borrowed my favourite weeding tool from Cricut. So I will be linking up the Cricut weeding tools. I like to use this tool. This is the Cricut Light Pad. Absolutely love this. And then I use these long nose tweezers. Again, I'll link these up. I use these all the time in my crafting. They're absolutely fantastic, my absolute favourite. So I'll link all those up for you. So I'm just going to turn my light pad on. So it does look a little bit blown out, but what I'm going to do, I'll turn it off just for a second to show you what I'm going to do, is I'm going to pick out the centre pieces. So here in the middle of that A, I just kind of stick them on the edge till the end. So I go letter by letter, picking out. With that hook, you can kind of grab the pieces and then just use the tweezers to pick them up. I find that super simple that way. Middle of your O's, E's, all those kinds of things. So I'm going to, this is called weeding, this process. So I'm just going to weed by originally taking out the middle of each of these letters.
Still not sure if you told lies.
So once you've removed all of your middle pieces, I tend to just kind of stick them on the edge here until I'm done, and then I pop them in the trash. The next thing we're going to want to do is remove the larger sheet, so that all you have left on this sheet here is your actual image that you're going to add. So I'm going to use my weeding tool to kind of hook up in the corner. Sometimes it's just easier to kind of catch it on the edge of one of the letters like that. And so I actually double cup this on the glitter vinyl setting. The StyleTech vinyl is quite chunky, which is really nice because it makes it super durable. But I just find either using the, depending what machine you have, on the Maker, I use the settings for glitter vinyl, and then depending on the intricacy of my project, sometimes I just do that double cut on there as well. But that means that it's really easy to do this piece. So you will find that the odd bits and pieces get stuck. So I start from kind of one corner, and then I just start working my way all over. And if you just pop your kind of nail on the edge of each letter or your weeding tool, you can just peel away those extra pieces. So what you're going to end up with is your piece will just have the words that you're going to apply to your sign. That vinyl will work on metal, on wood. They also have different thicknesses and adhesives on vinyl as well. So in the blog post, which is linked in the description below, you'll find that I have included some links and things to some quick help guides with StyleTech vinyl as well. So I'm just going to go through this and remove all of these pieces out. StyleTech actually make, or TapeTech, the parent company, they make vinyl for the automotive industry. So they make some really high quality, it has amazing stick. I even by accident once put something through the dishwasher, and I thought I'd completely ruined it for sure by doing that, and it was absolutely fine. It's not something we'd recommend you do, but if you do it by mistake, then mine definitely survived just fine.
Give me a chance to make it right. Just let me touch you like the first time. We don't need answers to survive. Just let us keep on with the black guys. With the black guys. Hanging up to see if you would call me. I miss you more when you seem too far away. And you can blame it all on me as long as we can find our way. Do you remember all the times we tried to stop this? Yeah, we end up the same every time. Cause when our bodies beat, there's nothing left to fight about. We're holy when we touch anyhow. Give me a chance to make it right. Just let me touch you like the first time. We don't need answers to survive. Just let us keep on with the black guys. Give me a chance to make it right. Just let me touch you like the first time. We don't need answers to survive. Just let us keep on with the black guys. Somewhere in between our secrets.
So when you're weeding, you'll find that there's lots of different techniques and things that you can use. I've seen people kind of cut strips and then peel strips out. I can see I missed my D for dessert in here. And I've also added the custard to my weeding pile, so I'm going to dig that out in a second. That's why I kind of work in sections. The biggest tip I would say is to get some non-stick scissors. I like the Tonic Tim Holtz scissors. These are non-stick, they come in various sizes. You can also get a really tiny pair, which are great, and you can even get a larger pair as well. But they're great for just kind of snipping as you go, and they're not going to stick to anything. And then stick your piece back down onto whatever surface you're using. You'll need it when we get to using our transfer tape. And you'll find it's a little bit harder to stick because this of course is an easy release surface on here. So I'm just going to dig that C out and then we're ready to get started on our surface. So I added back in my C. It was actually stuck to my hand, so that was super easy. And I do weed in sections, so it makes it easy if you do by accident pick something up on there. And then I can also see on the release sheet here, it's kind of the outline of where it cuts, so it's really easy to line it back up again, as with some of these other bits that kind of came up. Now I'm going to be using some of the Tape Tech film here to transfer over, transfer tape. This is a medium tack transfer tape, but what I love about it is normally the grid lines are put on the back of the release tape. So as soon as you peel that off, you don't have those grid lines to work with anymore. Whereas this actually has it on and it comes in a nice roll here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up with the bottom of my sweet treat. I'm going to line up my transfer tape and I'm just going to press it down all over. And this is another reason I like working on the BrightPad, because I know it's going to blow it out with the picture, but when I'm weeding, sorry, I unplugged it. So when I'm weeding, I can turn it on. It's really easy to see. Typically when I'm peeling back those pieces, well, I have it on as well. I kept it off for the video because it doesn't really then show up. But it's really nice to have. And then of course this gridding is going to help us when we pop it onto our surface. But also I can do all my prep, and this is easy to move around. I just unplug that USB and I basically have a nice solid surface that I can move around as I need to. So I'm going to again use those non-stick scissors. Absolutely love the invention of non-stick scissors. These are super sharp as well, so you can see it just kind of glides straight through, and I try to cut somewhere on a grid line if I can. So of course all your links for everything I've used will be in the description, and we have got a StyleTech goodie bag giveaway over on Instagram as well, so be sure to check that out too. So I'm going to give this a nice kind of firm press over. I also like either the Cricut extra large scraper or the roller. Really kind of helps you get in all of those little areas. You can either roll across or you can just scrape across. The scraper is really nice as well, because if you make a mistake it will help you pick it up too. But again, just down to personal preference. I'll link them both up and you can choose whichever one works best for you. So I'm going to be working on a cake stand, and these are the ones that I buy when I'm doing custom projects. If I'm making it for someone, I make things for baby showers and weddings and things. And I really like these. These are off of Amazon. Again, I'll link this up. It's a sugar and cloth cake stand. And when it comes with this base piece under there, and then it also comes with the stand. So you can attach and unattach, which is great for storage. But also when you're customizing, whether you're using chalk, whether you're using vinyl, whatever it happens to be, then I just find that this is really, really easy to use. And of course it's nice and flat on my surface. It's not up here somewhere where I'm really going to struggle to work with it. So I'm going to be decorating this with the vinyl. Now this isn't sold as food safe vinyl, so I always recommend people to either put, quite often we put cupcakes and things on, so it's absolutely fine because they're in the little cupcake wrappers. If you do put a cake or anything down, just pop a doily or something pretty underneath. There's lots of fun things we can do for that. Or again, you could put a sealant onto this that would make it food safe as well. You could use a Mod Podge or something like that over it too. So I'm going to just now peel out this piece of masking tape so I don't take it with me. And I'm going to just give this bottom row a really kind of good scraping so that it's going to pick it up. So I find this bit is easier to be done standing up. So I'm going to now start pulling, and I want my vinyl to adhere to my transfer tape. So sometimes you have to give it a little bit of a helping hand. This. If I'm having too many issues, another tip I have is to unpeel it from your surface like this. You may also be able to hear the storm we're having outside at the moment. So if you unpeel it from your surface, pick up the whole thing, including that quick release paper underneath. Again, either use your roller or your scraper. Both will work fine. The other great thing about the scraper is for this technique. So you can pull this away from you, and sometimes that works a little bit better. So you can see there, particularly if I keep this transfer paper, oh, I've ripped it. If you keep that transfer paper there, I'll grab that in a second, you can kind of just pull it back really, really easily. Just gonna work on that A. Excuse my head. There we go. And if you pull against that scraper, sometimes it's just a little bit easier. Whoops, lost my C. Again, because I've got those grid lines, really easy to put back on. And so I just kind of piece by piece, letter by letter.
Storm, it's unavoidable, yeah. But as long as I feel that you see me, I will pay no mind at all. So give me a chance to make it right. Just let me touch you like the first time. We don't need answers to survive. Just let us keep on with the black guys. Touch you like the first time. We don't need answers to survive. Just let us keep on with the black guys. We are sweet on our secrets. Telling black guys to keep them.
So you saw there, once I had my edge started, I just kind of rolled it backwards. And that's a really easy way to go, and you saw how easy that was to do. I mean, that's probably the longest part of a project, is just getting it onto the tape and making sure it's well positioned. And that process probably took me, I think it was about 7 to 8 minutes on the timer on the camera. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece like this, and you want to line it up on your piece like this. So I'm just going to kind of realign this just a little bit. So you want to make sure it looks around about straight. And this is going to stick really strong. That's the thing about StyleTech vinyl, is it is super, super sticky. So wherever you put it, it's definitely going to stay there. So I really love this. Is going to be an awesome cake stand for my kitchen. So let's just kind of put this down. And it will tilt a little bit just because of that piece I've got underneath. And then again, we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use my scraper. It just makes it that a little bit easier. So you can see how easy that was there to stick on, making sure nothing comes with it. And you can reuse transfer tape, so you can pop this back onto the roll and use it again. I'm just going to pop it to the side and I'll add it back on later. So that's already stuck down really well. Again, I'm a little overzealous with these things sometimes. Now you could add extra trimmings, you could add this to a gessoed panel, it would look gorgeous, but I think it's going to look fab as a cake stand. So these are really, really simple to put on, and it does come with instructions as well. I kept those just out here, so it tells you, you'll see that there's 4 gears, and what happens is when you put this down, it only kind of slips into one of those. So there we go. And that just locks into place, and you can pull that back off again. So after your event, for easy storage, you can just pop that back down again. But look how cute that is. Can you imagine having that as a cake stand? You could do custom Christmas ones, all sorts of fun ideas as well. So thank you so much for joining me here today at Hedgehog Hollow with StyleTech. Don't forget to check out those links in the description below, and also check out @the Hedgehog Hollow on Instagram for a fun StyleTech goodie bag giveaway as well. Plus everything there will be linked for you too, so that we've used in the video. And if you're looking for this, it's a Cricut design that I used for this piece. One of their standard designs, I have the Cricut Maker membership. I think it might have been included in that. But all of their designs, they have a great scheme. You can pay monthly for a certain amount, or you can just buy them as and when you need to. So thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button or stamp it if you prefer. And we'll see you again very soon. We'd love if you gave us a thumbs up. And do leave in the description below what you would love to customize with vinyl as well. Give us some ideas for future videos you'd like to see. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.
You and I, we're always on the edge.